Hey guys, I'm really excited to share with you these two different jigs I've come up with. They're router-based dado jigs, and they'll handle undersized plywood. They're pretty slick and they've got some nice features built in. Stick around, we'll get right into it. So here's my version on the exact width dado jig that you may have seen. And these ones were built for Popular Woodworking Magazine, and you'll find issue information in the description box. So check that out if you want to order a back issue to get all the specs and details on how to build these jigs for yourself. My version has eliminated these long cross pieces that you typically see on these exact width dado jigs. Instead, this version relies on wide rails that allow room for the clamps and the knobs that will secure the jig and the workpiece down to your bench. There's two versions of the jig. This red one relies on a spiral downcut bit and guide bushing, while the black one doesn't use a guide bushing at all. Instead, for this one, you'll use a short length bearing guided bit. Let's look at the general similarities of the two jigs. They both have these rout outs for hand grips. And these hand grips let you actually pinch the rails of the jig together on a scrap of your workpiece, so that'll help you set the exact width of the dado. We've also got these adjustable stop blocks, and the key thing with my stop blocks is that instead of routing a groove in the rails to receive a T-track or some other metal hardware, we really couldn't do that with this jig because this bushing guided jig is actually made from 1/2 inch MDF. So obviously to route a T-track groove, you need to route 3/8 inches deep. It just doesn't leave any strength left for the jig. And so as an alternate method, what we've done is we've used these small knobs and sliding stop blocks. The knob threads into a female threaded insert that's 1/4 by 20. You need one at this end, and then you need several at this end. Now, you could pick any spot, and the groove is long enough in the stop block that you'll have overlap that you can reach any spot that you might typically have when you need to do a stop dado. These red knobs are all from woodpeckers. You can find those at woodpeck.com. And these black ones are the rubber overmolded version in the small and large variety, and those are from Rockler. Both are great options, and I think they're both considered high quality knobs. And that's the one thing I would say, spring for good quality knobs, whichever you decide on. Now, I will have you order the back issue of Popular Woodworking Magazine to get all the specs, but one thing I quickly wanted to point out was the difference between these two jigs. On this side, we have the bushing guided jig, and it's made from 1/2 inch thick MDF. On this side, we have the bearing guided jig, and it's made from 3/4 inch MDF. And there's a specific reason with that. It deals with the anatomy of the router bit, so let's look at that. The reason that we need 3/4 inch MDF on the bearing guided jig is simple. We need that extra surface for the bearing to contact before the tip of the bit reaches the workpiece. For that, you'll need a 1/2 inch diameter by 1/2 inch long bearing guided bit. This example is a white side, item number 3001. Now for the bushing guided jig, of course, you'll have to make sure and center your sub base on your router. And since I don't usually trust the centering cones that sometimes come with routers, I use this instead. This is an inlay bushing kit, and it comes with this special post. One end fits the 1/4 inch collet on your router, and this narrower end precisely fits into the guide bushing. So when you install this on your router, you know without a doubt that your sub base is perfectly centered. Here's an example of a perfectly centered router base. Let's demonstrate the red jig first. Go ahead and grab a piece of your intended shelf stock. This is 3/4 inch plywood in this case, and drop it into the opening of the jig. From there, just go ahead and use the pinch grips and close the jig up on the stock. Tighten up the red knobs, and we're ready to go ahead and route that dado. These small F-style clamps secure both the workpiece and the jig to the bench. To set your depth of cut, plunge the bit all the way down to the surface of the workpiece until just a 1/4 inch setup bar will fit between the post and the guide turret. And we'll go ahead and make that cut. Okay, well let's take off the clamps and see how we did with our first cut. Pretty easy to clamp down this little jig. Just 3 small F clamps tends to do the trick. Get around and get this last F clamp off, and we should be able to pull the jig free. Okay, let's test our fit and see how we did. And that just drops right down into the dado, and actually it's got good friction fit. I can start to lift up the shelf there, but it's not so tight that you can't pop it out for glue up and repositioning. Really good fit there on the first try. I'm quite pleased with that. Here now with the black jig, it's the same procedure to size the workpiece inside of the jig opening. We'll tighten down those knobs. And we've switched over to a bearing guided bit in the router, and we'll make that cut. Luckily, there's no reason to center the sub base on your router on the bearing guided jig, because it relies entirely on the bearing for guidance. Okay, let's go ahead and demonstrate the black jig. We've got our bit depth set, and we'll go ahead and make that cut. With this bearing guided jig, you want to for sure wait until the bit spins all the way down before raising up the router. All right, let's check the fit on that bearing guided jig. See how we came out on that dado. We're meeting right up against the bottom. It's a good friction fit. Yet again, you could easily reposition that if needed. A little bit of room for glue. Looks great. That's just what I'm after when I'm building case goods and furniture. Okay, maybe if we turn it around this way, we can have a little better look at it. We'll drop that piece into position, tap it a little bit to the front just to flush it up, and that looks great. That should work just fine. Okay guys, there's 2 great exact width dado jigs that you can build in the shop. One's guided by a bearing and the other is guided by a bushing. They really both work great, and we're getting excellent results with these. Remember to check the description box for the Popular Woodworking issue information. There you can find plans and details, all the specs you'll need to build these yourself. If you'd rather go with a commercially available option, consider the Woodpecker's Exact Width Dado Jig, which we've tested and find it also works very well too. Either way, decide which jig you want to go with and see if it's something that you can add to your shop. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you later.